Hello, bearded bee people. Welcome back to B&K Bees. Today is, I don't know, 8th. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Crap, I don't know. Either way, it's nice. Yesterday, I was supposed to continue on with my spring cleaning inspections like I'd been doing, a couple days ago. But what happened was we had yet another bear issue. So yesterday I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to set up other yards, the out yards that we had contacted and had arranged. We hadn't set them up for, actually moving hives out there quite yet. So now we're in kind of a race against this bear to get all these hives moved. So I wasn't able to do any spring cleaning inspections yesterday. It is going to be cold tomorrow and the next day and almost all of next week. So I probably am not going to be getting a whole lot of these spring cleaning inspections done now until the end of this little cold spell that we're about to get. So what I am going to do though is, because I have a few light hives and I honestly don't remember exactly where they all are. I remember the yards that they're in. I'm going to be doing what I was doing a couple weeks ago, which is essentially just lifting up the backs of these hives to find out which ones are too light for me to feel okay sending them into another, week or 8-day cold spell. So if they are light, I'll get food on them and feel much better about them going through that little, high of 41 degree stretch that we have coming. So let's get to it. Alright, so we've got one light one that needs some food added. Let's see what they look like. So now we are on to another yard to do the exact same thing, checking for light hives and making sure everything looks good enough to feel good about an 8-day cold stretch. So now I am at one of our other yards. Although they feel sort of light, I think they're good, but let's pop that top and just make certain that I'm correct. They have that glued down like crazy. They love it when it opens like that. You don't always open your bees with a crash like that. Boy, you guys are missing out. These first times opening inner covers in the spring are difficult if you've not been opening your hives throughout the winter. Empty. Empty. Alright, now we're getting into some food. A little bit there. Alright, and this one's heavy. And this is what I was feeling. Had a bunch of glistening syrup there. Bee bread. Brood. Capped brood. Capped brood. More capped brood. More capped brood. We're back into some food. We got some bee bread. Mostly bee bread, a little bit of nectar there. Alright, and more food. They are certainly not overrun with food, but they'll be alright. Okay, so I said they were good, and they will be, they wouldn't die over the next week. But with that much brood, and me already having this hive open, it certainly won't hurt to add a feeder and just give them a little bit. Alright, now on food rest. I won't be adding food to everyone that feels like that, but like I said, I had it open and I've got the food available, so I thought why not. That one's good, heavier than that one. Almost guarantee it. These are, oh wait, this one has a feeder, hive top feeder. I'll give them a little bit as well. Alright, so this one feels, I would call it medium heavy. Definitely not in need of any food right now. But once again, just to feel good about my assumption and kind of point out what I'm thinking is in there, let's give it a look real quick. Okay, definitely a smaller colony than the other one that we looked at. A completely blank frame. That's not good. But here's the example of what I was feeling. There's some honey right there. Now that I see that these guys are small and have not really gone through quite a lot of their honey, I'm curious as to what's going on in the center of the action, whether they've got a little brood nest going or not. They're acting like they're queen right. They're very calm. They've got pollen. There's some more. There's bee bread and nectar and capped honey as well. Once again, accounting for the weight that I felt. There's a little patch of brood, some fresh eggs and young larvae surrounded by bee bread and nectar. Beautiful eggs and very young larvae in that little patch right there. And then this will be the last frame I pull out. There's a big old queen right there on the center of the frame, now toward the bottom, toward me. And some more evidence that she's doing what she should be doing, some well-fed larvae. So once again, this one does not need any attention from me. I didn't expect it to, based on how it felt, but I wanted to see and point out what medium heavy is. So I won't be giving them anything or moving anything around. The only thing that I could do is move this center area a little bit closer to the center, but I'm not so worried about that. Those ladies will be much larger, filling out a lot more of their space in a couple weeks as that capped brood emerges and the younger larvae develops into capped brood and all that. So, you know, they've got a period of expansion on the horizon, on the short horizon, if the cold weather doesn't hinder what they're doing. But I don't expect it to, because obviously they don't have anything more extended than what they can handle. So it's that maybe 5 frames of bees with, you know, 2 or 3 frames of brood, and not even the entire frame. So, you know, definitely right in line with what they can handle over the course of the next 8 days when it gets cold. So I'm not worried, and I won't add food, and that's good in my opinion. So let's continue. I don't even know why I lift the backs of these doubles up, and I might even have already lifted the back of this one up. But time and time again, they're heavy as heck. Alright, what about this one? Very nice. Oh boy, that's heavy. Very nice. Ooh boy, that one's crazy heavy. heavy. Alright, I'm going to set you guys down. I know this is probably a nauseating camera angle. Okay, and then right when I set you guys down, I find one that might be a little bit light. And so once again, since it's nice out and I don't really have a whole lot more to do today after this yard, let's check it out and see what's going on inside. Whoa, I put on that veil. Gonna get stung by this cow. Ooh boy. Hopefully there's not a live mouse in here. Definitely evidence that there was one. Probably part of the reason why they're so angry. Okay, I'm going to scrape that crap off. I gotta get this box off real fast. Rambunctious colony, I highly doubt that mouse will be moving back in. Now, let's see if these ladies will be calm enough to let me check their hive for food. A little bit of... Alright, so the camera just fell on the bees. These bees just absolutely are in love with me at this point. Wow. I've never had that happen. Wind blew the camera over right onto a frame of bees. But that frame had a little bit of food, some nectar, some capped honey, which is a good sign. Some more food, capped honey, and I say nectar, but it's definitely syrup. Alright, more food. I'm not going to have to worry about this colony. Looks good. There's bee bread, there's nectar. These frames are heavy. I would like to see some brood. There's a big old queen right there. So now I don't need to see any brood. I'm going to put these ladies back together. I am going to center these ladies a little bit more, just because of that mouse issue on the side that they were ignoring. don't know if you guys can see or if I'm just showing you my butt, and I'm so sorry if that's the case. Okay, so you'll notice I'm not changing the order of the frames. I'm just changing where the frames are. And that's in the center of the box now, with no half of a box being ignored with where mouse can spend the night. They are good. I am not going to worry about them. Let's move on. Alright, so this video is just going to be about inspecting singles. This one, I really don't want to have the camera fall over again, so I'm going to put it over here. This one is heavy. So we've looked at like a medium light one and a medium heavy one, and now this one's heavy. And so let's see what that looks like. Somebody had asked the other day if I leave these in the singles, and no, I don't plan to ever, but sometimes, as you can see, they load it up with a bunch of pounds of honey, and I just leave it as opposed to filling it with, or putting a blank frame with which I've got to fill with syrup. So I don't like to leave these here, but sometimes it ends up happening like that. Alright, this is a light frame, but it's got a little bit of bee bread and a little patch of capped honey. That's the outer frame. Okay, here's a bee bread and some syrup. Some more bee bread there. More bee bread and syrup. Bee bread there, and a queen. Queen right there. So I expect this will be brewed in the center, surrounded by bee bread and nectar. Brewed in the center with mostly bee bread. Capped, brewed bee bread and syrup, nectar. Brewed and syrup. That's a heavy frame. Brewed, a little bit of capped honey, brewed bee bread and nectar. Capped honey, there's probably brewed in there. I can't see it, the sun's at the wrong angle. Maybe not though, because this side is just bee bread, capped honey, and syrup. Alright, last frame. Probably and hopefully heavy with honey. Heavy with honey. Honey. Beautiful. So that is what a heavy hive in the spring looks like. Obviously, I'm not going to be giving these bees any food. I mean, other than the communal stuff. Ooh, ouch. That one's going to hurt later. Sorry, lady. As you saw, I pinched her. It's my fault. And it's only early April. And we got multiple springs, almost all of these. This one has a hillbilly hive top feeder on it. And I'm going to put some food in it because of the light. Okay, so now I have gone through all of the yards that I had light hives in, and they're all fed up and ready to go into this cold snap. I've got a couple more buckets to deliver to some of the other yards that I wasn't worried about weight-wise. That's all I have left to do today, I believe, as far as bee stuff goes. I'll get back and edit this video. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Get out there and have some fun with your bees. See ya.